Yeah, that's nice. Something stop. Stop it. Did you start it? Stop it. I don't want any noise. Okay. Okay. Okay, you can open your eyes. Can you listen to the flute? Can you listen to that flute? Can't. Are you listening to that flute, the sound of music? You can't, because it is not there. But are you not experiencing that you are not experiencing the flute? Can you have the fragrance of the rose now? The fragrance of the rose coming in the breeze. You are absolutely conscious because you want to listen to the flute, which I asked. You want to grasp the fragrance of the rose in the air. It's not there. You are not experiencing what you are waiting to experience. What I suggested, you may be listening. There is no flute sound. You can't experience the sound of the flute. But you are experiencing absolutely intense. You are totally conscious. You are thinking you may be losing out something which I am experiencing. No, friends. When there is no sound of music or flute, neither I can experience through my ears, nor you can experience through ears. But experiencing, being conscious, is continuous. Are you experiencing the taste of a sweet chocolate? You shall be laughing. What has happened to Swamiji today? On your tongue, there is no chocolate. Please experience the taste. But you are experiencing. That experiencing is common. Not to listen to the sound of the music, not to enjoy the fragrance of the rose or any fragrance, experiencing the absence of any taste, smell, sound is continuous. Then I speak. You're experiencing my speech begins. I stop speaking. You are experiencing the absence of sound begins. But experiencing, being conscious, experiencing means in its English word experience, always related to something. Here, knowing is continuous, what we call in Sanskrit, samadhi. Samadhi. In no other language you have that equivalent, or even that dimension. Because most languages stop with the physical, visible universe, or the absence of it, the opposite of it. Pain, pleasure, bliss. Just see that. There is a little echo in the sound. Can you please stop it? Cut it off. You are everywhere there is relative words in every language. Mortality, opposed to our mortality, immortality. But here, when you say absolute existence, nitya, sarvagata, sthanu, achala, sanatana, all these words do not mean anything opposed to something. Is beyond the pairs of opposites. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat. Beyond dharma, adharma. Papa punya, right, wrong, vice, virtue. Pain, pleasure. Beyond the opposites, absolute. Samadhi. The experiencing is continuous, friends, continuous. Your perception begins, sensations begin, and you lose yourself in that perception, sensation, thought, emotion. Ask yourself, where do those things begin? Please listen to the flute. Taste the chocolate. Smell the perfume now. You'll be wondering, what am I talking about? There is no smell, no fragrance, no sound, no taste. But you are there. We are so used to, when you close your eyes, open your eyes, listen as you like. We are so used to the sounds of all kinds, taste, touch, smell, crowd, that even if you go away into the wilderness, isolation, lonely place for a few hours or few days, you feel suffocated. You feel suffocated because there are no sounds. What am I doing here? What is going on? Because for average individual, living means living with noise, living with perception, exaggerated emotions, continuous interaction. Full involvement with sounds, touches, tastes, smell, sight, people, your own continuously chattering mind. Your physical activities, waking up, preparing tea, coffee, making phone calls, waiting for somebody, waiting to go to a place, full of activities. Experiencing that word, being conscious, consciousness. You know, this is a sad situation. You have to name every experience. How? You are naming, I'm listening to Swamiji, I'm eating this food, I'm touching these things, I'm tasting these, I'm smelling these. At no time you ever say to yourself or anybody, I am just there. They'll say, what are you doing? We are supposed to be doing something all the time. Friends, doing begins in the lap of yourself, the consciousness. Where doing begins, not doing also begins. Thinking begins, no thoughts, that condition also begins. These are conditions. Sound begins. Absence of sound, when I'm not speaking, begins. Silence. Sensation begins, sensation ends. You don't have to say, sensation begins, no sensation ends, or no sensation begins. Sensation begins, sensation ends. Action begins. Inaction begins. Action means what? Chalanatmika kriya. Kriya, action is chalanatmika. A movement begins. When there is no movement, what shall you say? Oh, the wind is so still. The whole place is so still. There is no movement. Stillness doesn't begin or end. And when you say stillness, not only outside, but there are no movements on the road, but also stillness within, where there is no movement of thought. That's an original, eternal, unconditional presence, existence, our being, and we are conscious. That experiencing, that is why anubhava, the Sanskrit word is irreplaceable. You can't replace that word. Who you are is Bhavam, Shivam, Bhavani, Shivani, name it masculine, feminine, anything you like. Just the being. Paschat, Anu, first Bhavami, first you are. Then Anubhavami, then you experience some things. Your nature is not a sense experience. Sense experiences begin. That is why when I ask you, do you listen to that flute, music? Do you listen to the thunder? If you take me seriously, now that you know it, just pretend to listen. If I ask you, do you listen to that thunder? You know what thunder is. You know what the sound of the thunder is. And you're waiting for that sound to be listened to. But there is no sound. In that waiting, are you absent or present? In your waiting to listen to a non-existent sound, in your waiting to listen to the non-existent sound, are you conscious or non-existent? Can you smell the fragrance of the mango blossoms? The fragrance of the rose? Can you smell now? In your attempt to listen, to smell that fragrance, and you believe in me because if Swami is telling, you will not tell a lie. There may be a mango blossom or there is a rose. You become intense in your attention. You don't want to lose out. If he is experiencing, maybe we can experience. In your intensity, very sincere attention. Of course, you can't listen to the non-existent sound, nor you can smell the non-existent fragrance. But you can escape being conscious yourself. You cannot, you need not, you must not wait to experience something in whose presence you are experiencing everything. The experience absolute, yourself, the awareness, ever present before the experiencing of seeing through eyes, hearing through ears, touching through skin, smelling through nose, tasting through tongue, walking in the feet, lifting by your leg, excreting, procreating, speaking, not speaking. Anything begins before these relative activities begin. You are gloriously enthroned like Mother's name is Simhasaneshwari. O Mother, you are in the eternal throne each one of us, ever consecrated in the absolute royal throne of consciousness. Name it Samadhi. Samadhi is not an experience. People who say they're experiencing Samadhi are keeping themselves. I am experienced, I experience. For God's sake. Even if you don't speak it, don't name it, don't conceptualize it, don't think about it, still you are there. Sahaja, janmana sahajayate, comes with our birth. Long before you learn to see through your eyes, hear through your tongue, hear through your ear, smell through your nose, touch through your skin, to experience all those sight, sound, touch, taste, smell, you are already experiencing. Not experiencing anything at the level of the senses. With the birth of your body, with the birth of your body, your access to the universe begins. Of course, without the presence of the body, there is nobody here to say, I am conscious. But the consciousness, awareness, your being, always there, with no sense of individuality. I. There. We heard the Upanishads will declare so beautifully, Tatra kena kam pashyed, there who sees what. Tatra kena kam shrunuyat, there who listens what. In your being who you are, there who tastes what? The body itself is not there. Because we have lost ourselves with the body, we have to go back into that reality. So much so that you know this body is there, is beautiful. When not there, a body will not be required. And without that thought, you can't say, I am conscious. Consciousness doesn't need to say, I am consciousness to begin. As when body doesn't have to say, I am the body, for the body to be existing. It's a total egoless presence. A thought doesn't have to say, I am a thought. The sense of speaking, thinking, touching, tasting, speculating, believing, not believing, living, disintegrating, none of these senses are required for you to be who you are. This is something, friends, you can open your eyes, listen, choice is yours. This is something where we are, choicelessly, without any choice. You can choose to be away from consciousness. You can choose, listen carefully, friends, because of the I individuality, you can choose to close your eyes and open your eyes. You can choose to listen or not to listen. You can choose to cover your body or not to cover your body. You can choose to sit down or to get up. You can choose to eat or not to eat. You can choose to have a thought, to think, use the thought or not to use the thought. This choosing is done by the I thought. I can choose to see. I can choose to think. I can choose not to use the thought. I can choose not to see with the eyes. I can choose to close my ears. Let this I choose not to be conscious. Let it choose. You challenge that I. When I'm telling you something, you say, I don't want to listen to what you say. I don't want to touch anything. I don't want to taste, or I want to touch, taste, smell. I don't want to walk. I can walk. I don't want to eat. I will like to. This I can be very, very insistent, arrogant. I don't want, or I do. But the I has no choice to be conscious, to be aware, the awareness. It can be arrogant to choose to say, I don't want to see. Then what it will do? It will close the eyes forcibly. Eyes by themselves will neither close nor open. They are there. Winking taking place, perception taking place. Sleep comes, it is closed. Eyes have no choices. But the individuality I can force close the eye, like you force close an app which is running in your computer. You can force close touching, tasting, smelling, experiencing anything at the level of the senses. Speaking or not speaking, creating, procreating, not procreating. You can delay your hunger. You have choices because it is not you. You are dealing with the machine, your sense organs. You can force close. The car you can start, you need not start. You can drive high speed, low speed. This is not yours. It's not you. You are using these things. Who you are is awareness, and awareness cannot be foreclosed, force closed, dismissed. The individuality has no choices. Absolute, always absolute. Nitya, sarvagata, sthanu, achaloyam, sanatana. Eternal. That which is existing at all times, all places. Who is going to remove it, push it out? Can anybody be existing without the absolute touch, infinite touch? And infinite is not a person. Absolute is not a thing. That is why Upanishad declares so beautifully, Tatra kenakam pashyet. Tatra, there, who, by whom, what is seen. There is no sound, no touch, no sight, no nothing. Tatra ke vijñātāramare kena vijaniyāt. The guru, the teacher, Yajnavalkya talks to the wives, the disciples. They are wives, they are disciples also. He is a guru also, he is a husband also. Relative roles, husband, wife, friend, brother, sister, relative roles. Guru, Shishya also a relative role. There is no absolute guru, no absolute Shishya. There is nothing called a guru because that's a role attributed to him by the disciple. He or she taught me, I learned. That is why the teacher says, Naham guru natvam shishya, guru neva shishya, chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. Vijñātāramare kena vijaniyāt. Who can ever know the knowing principle? There is nothing other than it. But the I thought, individuality, since he thinks he is seeing through the eyes and he thinks seeing is his function, it's a delusion, illusion, because the I, the individuality, never sees. It drags the seeing capacity of the eyes. And therefore it force close the eyes, close the ears. Stop tasting, stop smelling, stop doing anything. You can stop doing something because that doing is not your nature. You understand? But you can't stop being conscious because that is your nature. Without being consciousness, awareness, you have no existence. Mahadeva. That is why in being samadhi, you have no choices. Mahadeva. Nitya samadhista, sthita prajna, samadhista, sthitadhi. Everybody is sthita prajna, samadhista, sthitadhi. Eternally abiding in yourself. In that there is no choice. Attraction, distraction, choice. To identify with a thought or not to identify thought with a choice. How fantastic, friends, see it. To close your eyes or open your eyes is a choice. To be somewhere or to move away from somewhere is your choice. To satisfy your hunger, not to satisfy your hunger is a choice. To like a pleasant sensation or to hate that pleasant sensation is a choice. To love a man or a thing or hate them is your choice. But you're being aware. There is no choice. Being a masculine or feminine is your choice. You can change the sex determination of the body, definition of the body. Change the body to a man or woman. Body changes itself to childhood, youth, old age. We talk 3 levels, friends. It is out of the world. See that, see that. So experiencing level, understand? Experiencing, absolute. Remember that line for level. Test yourself. When your own I thought challenges you, I don't understand, ask him, listening, are you listening to that music? The I will be confused. Can you taste the jackfruit? I will be confused. As you confuse people, please confuse your eye. You always confuse people because you always tell lies. Everybody is a first-class liar. Because you are a lie, you lie to everybody, but test out that lying with your eye. Tell the fellow, sitting down quiet, be conscious, aware. No choice. Please sit down here unaware. Who will question? The I will question. How can you sit down unaware? And that is the idiot you catch. It's so simple. Play the game. For God's sake. That is why this Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya, this is something. Atmana vindate viryam vidya amrutamasnute. What a glorious thing it is. You get absolute strength in yourself. Immortality is your being. So challenge that. Sit down, simply. What shall I, after I close my eyes, what shall I do? Don't see, don't hear. Why are you doing that? Your sense organs are not confused. Why are you punishing them? Your body is not confused. Why are you punishing your body, for God's sake? I'll keep myself awake, I'll do that. Punishing the body. I'm not going to eat this, I'm going to not eat this. Why are you punishing that body? Fighting with your thoughts, for what? Fight with the fighter, cheat the cheater, the I thought. Lie. Confuse him with a lie. Confuse the liar with the biggest lie. Ask him, can you listen to the music when there is no music? Can you hold that flower? Or tease the person. Touch that person you are dreaming about. Touch. But he is not there. Who is talking? Who is talking? The fellow comes out. And tell him, okay, your game is over, boy. Be unconscious, unaware. Sit down, trying to be unaware, not to be aware. Just sit down. To continue an experience for a long time. Sit down, listen carefully, sit down to continue just eating all the time. Or touching something all the time. Whatever the eye was going crazy about, let him hold a chocolate and let him hold it forever. Taste it forever. Smell something forever. It cannot. The thing will melt away. The sense organ of the body will be tired. The eye thought itself will be tired. But you cannot be tired experiencing, being aware of the antics at all these levels. Conscious, aware. The trouble with this I thought is, just like, suppose you are tired of eating something, you suspend that eating for some time so that you get a new lease to eat something more. You are fighting with somebody, give me some space. You run away from some time for 5 days, 10 days, 5 months or to something, then you are suddenly again heavily attracted towards it. That is how people play the game. Same thing the eye does. Sometimes meditating, then tired of that, little agitating, little involving, little withdrawing, little denial, little indulgence. The absolutely deceptive management of the ignorance. You are permanently samadhi, eternally enlightened. Suddhosi, buddhosi, niranjanosi. You are pure absolute, ever awakened, untainted awareness. Understand, friend? Experiencing, being conscious, aware. You cannot stop. Experiencing at the level of the body and the mind, you can force to stop, choose to stop, choose to start. Eternity, awareness, all pervasive, doesn't leave you with a choice. You can't push it out for a little time, nor you can invoke it, because it is always there. It need not be invoked. Absolute, always existing. If you see that one word, anubhava, in Bhagavan says, Gita, beautiful shloka, Yehaiva tairjita swargaha, sarga, yesham samye sthitam manaha, nirdoshami samam brahma, tasmat brahmanite sthita. Yehaiva, here itself. Here means now, because time-space continuum. Now, here, together. Here itself. Now itself, taihi, by those people, sarga jitaha, the whole universe is conquered. Meaning there is nothing to defeat it, dismiss it. To whom? Yesham manaha samye stitaha. Who is reveling in samya, samanadhika varjita. There is neither anything similar to it, greater than it, or smaller than it. It doesn't allow the comparison. Comparison begins with the two things, friends. Compare what? One thing with one thing? You compare when there are two things. It's incomparable. Samya avastha. Samadhi. Samadhi. It's not a condition, it's your being. If people think Samadhi is another sensation, he put a rasgulla and he went into Samadhi. He looked at the birds, he went into Samadhi. He embraced and looked in Samadhi. So people try to embrace and get Samadhi, listen to music and get Samadhi. Then what happens? Music stops, Samadhi stops. Embrace is empty, Samadhi is empty. So go for more embrace, more smell, more fragrance, more touch, more. What are you doing? Yesham samye sthitam manaha. Why is it so? Nirdosham hi samam brahma. Brahma samam, all pervasive, ever the same. No comparison, no competition. Nirdosham, dosha shunyam. No limitations of time, available at all times. No limitations of place, available in all places. No limitation of objectivity, available in all objects, in all conditions, in all upadhi, yet sarvopadhi vinirmukta, sarva avastha vimarjita. There is no upadhi, no role to play, no conditions to experience or not to experience. In the experience absolute awareness, these things come and go. And you can see that at all levels. Listen carefully. You can see that at all levels. The familiar sloka, I'll tell you that, we'll talk tomorrow. It's amazing. You know that familiar sloka, when you go to, what is that, chanting, when you are doing the, what is that, arati to Ishvara, you are showing the arati. What do you say? Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti guto yamagnihi tameva bhantam anuvati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Understand? Start with that. Light and darkness are opposed to each other. In light, there is no darkness. In darkness, there is no light. What is the nature of the truth yourself? Aditya varnam tamasah parastad. It is beyond light and darkness. That is why Brahma Muhurta, early morning, they say you should meditate. Why? And meditate on the dawn and the dusk? No. To understand within. Early morning, 4 o'clock, darkness, you get up. You are experiencing, aware of the darkness prevailing. And you are also experiencing darkness slowly fading away or the light slowly creeping in. Darkness goes, light comes in, consciousness same. That is why Sandhya, Trikala Sandhya, day and night meeting time. Darkness and light meeting time. You are watching both. It illumines the darkness, illumines the light. The experience of darkness can begin with your eyes. The experience of lighting outside can begin with the eyes. If you are blind, neither is you darkness nor you light. You are conscious eternally. A blind man can hit it just like that. But in the absence of the seeing things, it will find it difficult. Already self-condemned power. What to do? Think. So light is something experienced. Darkness is something experienced. That in whose presence thou experience anubhava swarupa atma chetana, in its lap, light comes and goes, darkness comes and goes. It's not lit up with the light, it's not darkened with the darkness. Natatra suryo bhati, that the sun doesn't shine, but you continue to shine. Nachandra taraka, neither the darkness of the night nor the moon and the stars. Nema vidyuto bhanti, even the lightning cannot smuggle into that darkness, light-free zone, awareness, in and through everything. Kutoyam agni, this little fire I'm showing you, Lord, how does it can ever illumine you? Tameva bhantam aham bhami chetana bhati sarvam anubhati. Everything shines after it. Just don't repeat it. Be the one who is continuously shining, and all that is shining after it is your playground. All that is lit up, do not create problem. That which lights up has no problem. In between, one fellow. We have empowered it, generations after generations. Nothing wrong. You can empower it to serve you, not to dominate over you. That is why this knowledge. You don't dismiss the universe. Why should you? I'm a holy man. I'm not supposed to touch this, taste this, see this, do this, do that. The more denial, more holy. How pathetic. More indulgence, more arrogance. What I have experienced, nobody experienced. Shut up. Your arrogance will be destroyed. Your holiness will be disappearing. One who is beyond dharma, adharma vivarjita, papa, punya vivarjita. That is why the statements that are given there, what? Nisraigunyo pathivicharatam ko vidhi ko nishedha. The person who moves in the realm of the absolute all the time in and through existing, vidhi nishedha, do's and don'ts. Indulgences and denial. That language is not talked about. That is why every Viveki, discriminative student, like Nachiketas, asks Yamaraj, Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat, yatat pashyasi. Please tell me what is that is beyond dharma and adharma. But we have already made it black and white. Adharma, black. Dharma, white. So the fellow who thinks is very white, pure. So he doesn't have to know the truth, because knowing beyond dharma dharma is to take away his golden chain. The person is very proud of his golden chain. I'm a poor man, I'm a pure man. I'm a great, austere personality. My holiness, in the presence of my holiness, everybody shall be condemned to unholiness. How sweet. So unholy people are maintained for the holy people to shine. Like for some people, to show off their charitable disposition, wish for cyclone to devastate, flood to inundate, earthquake to destroy, or else how will they show their charity? Why people like helpless people around? Because they are the object of your abject sympathy. Pava, oh, you are so punyam. Don't sit down there to enjoy it. See that. So light and darkness, two relative conditions. Consciousness, absolute. Close your eyes, you will see more of it tomorrow. More of descriptions tomorrow, not the more of the described. Who you are, there is no tomorrow. Now and here. Yahaiva tarijita swargam. Yahaiva. Yahaiva does not mean only here, but not necessarily now. Your science is stupid, you also don't know. Because here means now. There cannot be a here without a now. Time-space continuum. Now is here. You can't remove the time from the space. Yet you can remove both time and space. If you have a sense of here, now comes up. If you have a sense of everywhere, now disappears, time disappears. Samadhi. Nityosava bhavet tesham. For such people, life is an eternal celebration. Always nitya samadhistha. Ishavashyam idam sarvam. Yatkincha jagatyam jagat. The whole, anything that is existing is not away from infinity. Infinity is not a thing. Finite cannot displace it. Can a drop displace the water? Can a dust displace the universe? Can a mountain, galaxy displace the universe? Why are you trying to displace or replace? Just be. Understand? Close your eyes, friends, please. Closing your eyes to see something so beautiful. With eyes closed, world remains in its own place. Poor, vast universe cannot force entry into you without your eyes. No form, no color can get crashed into your mind without the eyes. Consciousness shining forever. You can close your eyes, open your eyes, makes no difference. That is why the meditation specific, what is that? Close eye meditation, open eye meditation. What are you doing? Meditation is not conditional. Closing, opening is your choice. Doing, not doing is your choice. Thinking, not thinking is your choice. But you have no choice in being samadhi. Being yourself. You want that absolute freedom? Or you want absolute holiness so that everybody else fades into unholy insignificance. So you have a funny sense of superiority and then condemn the whole world. How beautifully Arjuna said, Natat samasti kutobi adhika anya. Oh Lord, there is nobody like you. What is the question of better than you or lesser than you? All inclusive, helplessly, all pervasive, eternal existence. Nobody can ever move away from it. So in the name of teaching, in the name of religion, in the name of God, don't make people, don't stamp them, don't brand them and limit them when they are limitless, absolute. Choice is yours, friends. Take it, dump it. Choice is yours. Thank you.